Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing another live video, but I'm not showing my face again because it's just easier for me to do videos this way. So I've come up with a new theory of being alone, right? Being alone diaries, because I actually like spending a lot of time alone, and I was the opposite when I was growing up. I always, like to be around people. I was a social bunny, especially in my 20s. Like, I was always wanting to be around people. I wanted company. And now I'm the total opposite. I just want peace and quiet. That's what I strive for. So I tend to like my own company a lot. I like to be alone a lot because I just feel like it's necessary. I just feel like you can think clear when you're alone, and you don't need to be in other people's energy as much. You're just in your own, and you're loving your own company, and it's just a vibe. I just totally love it. So I thought it'd be good to do a diary of this journey of me being alone. Alone can be perceived as a negative thing. So being alone can be like, um, people think you have no one around you, you're alone, you're unhappy, you're miserable, you're sad. Like, there's a lot of negative words associated with being alone. So I think it'd be good to record this journey and just to learn from other people, and yeah, let's see where it goes. So I'm gonna get interrupted on this live video, so just bear with me. um what I'm gonna do is I might have to end this live video and then record part two. We'll see how it goes, but I am gonna get interrupted. So let's start with, so let's start off with why I love being alone. So I feel like when you're alone, you can take time out for you, you can do things that you love, you can spend time getting to know yourself more as well. And it's really good because you're not um you're not making decisions based on other people's circumstances. You're making decisions based on what you want to do and when you want to do it. um Throughout my diaries, I will definitely do like more reasons why I love being alone, but obviously this is just like my first video talking about it. And with distractions, I can kind of like forget what I want to say, which is fine. So bear with me, guys. Um, so I love writing a lot. A lot of people know that. So when you're writing, you can take time out, think of new ideas, and I do apologize for any background noise. My brother's on the game. So I can kind of like think of new ideas and of things that I want to write about. Bear with me, guys. So I wanted to also talk about like social media as well into this topic. So let's go back to why I love being alone. I'm really sorry this video is all over the place. So being alone helps you to like think about new ideas, helps you discover who you are, help you to, find new ways of getting back onto your path. You meet people along the way, but when you're spending time alone, you know what it is that you want to do. That's why breakups are quite good, because when you have a breakup, you suddenly, like, as a way to recover from it, some people tend to go towards their hobbies. They tend to buy new things. They tend to do things that they never had the chance to do in the relationship, because some people tend to put too much focus on that one person, that when they are finally without that person, they get to start their life fresh and new. So this is why I think it's still important to like spend a lot of time alone when you are in a relationship also, so you're not sacrificing your old life for somebody else, if that makes sense. So let's go into speaking about social media. So I am quite addicted to Instagram. I do spend a lot of time on my phone, and this is something that I want to do less of. So let's start off. So Instagram has this feature, right, where you can post stories. It's optional if you want to do that or not, but it can also encourage more interaction with your page. You can promote posts on your stories that people don't get to see it on their feed, because there's a whole lot of debates around Instagram and the algorithm and how you can post but you won't get as much likes because it's not getting much exposure to people that are following you and etc. So I've been looking at this feature, right, and I've just been basically, I want to start spending more time alone. This is my journey. And when I went onto Instagram, a big thing that I noticed about Instagram stories, which is very negative, is the fact that when you post a story, you can see who is viewing your post, right? And this is a negative thing for me because if you post a picture on Instagram, you haven't got the views of who's viewed your post. You haven't got that around it. It's just that whoever likes it, you assume that they liked it, so they viewed your post, and whoever hasn't liked it, you're just going to presume that they haven't liked it, but you're not really focused around that aspect of who saw your photo and who hasn't clicked like. Does that make sense? You don't really get tied around that aspect, but with the whole feature of seeing who viewed your story, you know that they viewed your story, and boom. Yeah. So let's get onto this topic. So when someone views your story on Instagram and you are over, I would say, let's say if you're depressed, right? And someone viewed your Instagram story, people on Instagram tend to just view your story, but they don't interact with you. This is the problem with Instagram. So you can see that they're viewing it, but they're not interacting. So this is like a big red flag on this app, because if you want to if you want to connect more with people on that app, but you can see that there's so many people watching your stories but they're not actually engaging with you, this will clash with, your whole inner peace and stuff like that. And there's a lot of articles talking about how Instagram is toxic, it's negative and stuff like that, and I can see those elements. So now that I'm on this journey of wanting to be alone, I find Instagram to be very noisy. So if I post a story to Instagram, right? Obviously, if you're posting a story, you want people to view it. That's the whole point. But when you can see who's actually viewing it, it's more like alarming, because you can see that those people that are viewing it are the people that are not interacting with you. That could be if you're sending them a message and they're not actually replying to you, but they will also take the time out to view a story. And this is something that people don't really talk much about, because I feel like that can bring on depression, right? If you're seeing everyone, they're around you, you're not alone, they're around you, but they're not actually interacting with you. And that's something that I kind of want to start talking about more, because I feel like it's very negative of Instagram. Because if you can see who's viewing your story but they're also having nothing to do with you, is quite negative. So that's just my thought of today. So moving forward, if I want to be more alone, I don't want to like see these people that are around me, but I'm still alone. Does that make sense? So I want the noise to be taken away. So I could either do this by not posting to my Instagram stories, or I could just stop using Instagram full stop. I could start eradicating that and just spend more time on me instead of posting to my stories. If I'm not getting no interaction, no one's asking how I am, they're just watching it and they're not interacting, it makes no sense whatsoever. So just for a bit more solitude, I might leave Instagram eventually, but I'm doing these diaries to help me analyze or pinpoint what it is in my life that I need to let go of. That's what I'm looking at. And I find that on Instagram, so many people view my stories, but they won't reply to my messages. They leave me on red or whatever. So, um, guys, let's just, go back to this whole topic of being alone. And I feel like it's very, very healthy to be alone, because when you become so dependent of on other people's interaction with you, it can cause a lot of like problems, and you can get stuck in your thoughts of, this person won't interact with me. You feel like you're not as liked as much. You can get into that negative cycle because Instagram and other social media apps can make you feel that way. And if you notice, Instagram is like a competition app where everyone is competing for each other's attention. Who can get the most likes? Who can get more people viewing their content? Who can do likes for likes? Who can follow? I got the most followers. It's very much like, look at me, I'm important. Like my photo, because my photo is better than that person's photo. It's very competitive, and it's very, very toxic. It's very toxic. And if you take a step back from that app and you start to think about how can you be alone, because being alone is actually healthy. I believe it's a healthy, you know, way of living, because you don't need anybody else to bring you peace or happiness. You've got yourself. And once you've got that, that's all you need. But when you look at these apps, what's interesting is everybody uses the app for different reason, right? Some people may want to use it to stay in touch with friends and family. Some people may just, you know, want to use it to spy on their ex. Some people may want to use it because they want new ideas, they want to be connected to people and get inspiration. And rest, I don't know what people use it for, but those are just some of the ideas that just came to my mind. So when you're going on the app and if you're expecting people to interact with you, when they're not doing that, that may make you fall into this sinkhole where you feel like um people don't want to interact with you, you're not popular, or something's wrong with you. You may fall into that pattern. Hey, Candyman, I was wondering where you were, because I have not heard from you in a while, and I'm so glad that you're here. Yes, it's very, very true. And I find that the people that are the happiest and healthiest people on earth, they're the ones that get ignored on social media. And they're the ones that are reaching out to everybody else, checking to see if they're okay. And then they don't get the same reception back, they don't get the same energy back. And you have to be very careful of that, because you may be giving your energy to the wrong people, and then you may fall into a spiral, spiraling down, and then you start feeling down. And I want to just keep spending time on my own so I can recharge my batteries and I can start feeling better about myself, because these apps are not connecting people together, they're actually dividing people. But if I was to use Instagram in the way that I want to use it, I would use it as a learning platform where everyone interacts, everybody helps each other with their goals, everybody helps each other with the hobbies. Like if you want to learn something and I've got the knowledge, let's share it. Like I love discussions, I love stuff like that. I love learning new things. But I feel like what I've got to add to Instagram, nobody's interested. And if they are, they don't express that to me. So I'm being very cautious with these apps. I do want to leave social media in the future, but obviously doing these videos may help me to identify what it is that I want to let go of and what it is that I want to keep. So because now that I want to focus on being more alone, I'm going to be more observant of when I'm posting stories and the people that are interacting, the people that are not. Obviously, it's not that important, but if it's having an effect on you, it is. So I want to start focusing more on that. So if you want me to do more videos talking about like why it's important to be alone, how can you be alone, how can you spend more time with you, please let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you are struggling with like social media and you feel like you're addicted to it, let me know in the comments as well, and I can do more videos talking about it. But some people do tend to like delete their social media and then they create a new one, but I feel like when you do that, you may fall back into the same trap. I feel like people can't interact correctly on social media as well, because I feel like there's so much blockages on there. So definitely, like now that I'm thinking about it, I want to use Instagram less, just for inner peace. I want to use it less. I want to, you know, next time I do a video like this, I want to start looking into like who are the people that are not interacting and stuff like that, and start digging into that and start sorting it out, because obviously with social media and energy, that energy is attached to you and you don't want to keep that energy. It's stagnant energy and you want to clear it. So thank you so much, Candyman, for tuning into this video. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that you're here and I hope you are well. And anyone that does watch this live video, I do apologize that it's all over the place. I hope that you stay around to watch all of it. And yeah, I got disturbed in my videos, so when I get when I get a disruption, it makes it difficult for me to remember what I want to say and to continue my flow. But we got there in the end. I'm doing okay. I've just been working on my books and working on writing a play. Wow. Wow, that's really, really good. Are you writing books then, Candyman? I'm guessing you're writing and you're working on writing a play. That is so amazing and so interesting. Wow. You're working in the arts and creativity. That is really, really interesting and fascinating. Wow. Thank you so much, Candyman. I'd love to hear more about that. That's so interesting. I'd love to know what kind of play you are writing as well. This is the kind of people that I love talking to. Positive, energetic people like Handyman. It's so nice and refreshing to have that kind of energy around you. This is what we need. We need more people like this in the world, because it helps you feel more energized and more excited about life. It makes you want to learn and discover new things, try out new hobbies. It's exciting, and this is what life's about. We should be exploring it instead of staying really glued to our phones and not learning anything of anybody that we're interacting with, because obviously with Instagram, no one's interacting. You're not learning anything new from these people, and they're just watching your stories, and it's just not really a good vibe. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this video here. Candyman, we definitely need to catch up very soon. Thank you so much for tuning on, and I look forward to reading comments on this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.